Hey guys, I've got my July favorites for you today. I have a hodgepodge of things. Of course, I have plenty of makeup to talk about, but I also have fragrances, a lot of fragrances to talk about, some makeup brushes to talk about, and one skincare item. So let's start with fragrances. I did a video earlier this week, and it was about the Saks beauty event that they were having. Unfortunately, I think it's over at this point, but I talked about 3 fragrances in that video, so in case you missed it, I thought I would just mention them again because they're lovely. I really, really love them. I actually look forward to putting them on, and there's actually a 4th fragrance that I've really been enjoying as well. So why don't I start with this new one, the Byredo Tobacco Mandarin. I saw the words tobacco and Mandarin and I was like, yes, I love the smell of tobacco. I'm an ex-smoker, and I know most people associate the smell of tobacco with the smell of a burning cigarette, but that really isn't the case. If you smell like a brand new cigarette that has not been, I sound like a real junkie. If you smell the cigarette before you light it on fire, it actually has kind of like a sweet, it's deep, but it's a sweet scent. And I love, love, love that scent. So when I saw tobacco, which is one of my favorite notes, and Mandarin, and you guys know I love citrus scents, I was really, really excited to try this. Now, I can't say that I really smell any kind of citrus or anything going on in there, but I almost want to say this is like a tobacco / leather kind of scent, but light, almost like a feminine version of a tobacco, leather, sandalwood kind of fragrance. I love it. It actually reminds me of the Frederic Malle Portrait of a Lady fragrance that I have really, really come to love. And it's one of those fragrances that has like torn me away from my love of light and citrusy and just like really light, bright florals. I love those scents. I still do, but I'm really getting into these deeper, sexier kind of fragrances. And I looked up the notes for this, and I'm sorry, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but tobacco, leather, sandalwood, oud is in there as well. And so I smell a lot of that. In fact, when I first spray this, it smells a lot like the base notes at first, and then I feel like it kind of calms down and you smell a lot more of the tobacco and the leather. And so it starts to get a little bit sweeter in that way, not candy sweet, but like a tobacco sweet. It's so, so nice. The Portrait of a Lady is, I want to say, a little bit grittier than this. This one's a little bit smoother, I think, than Portrait of a Lady, but they both, like, I feel like if you like one, you'll like the other. They're both very reminiscent of each other. And, oh, I was starting to say, I looked up the notes for both of the fragrances, and I think sandalwood was the only one that was the same in both. And in Portrait of a Lady, there seemed to be a lot more rose and even some fruits in there and clove. And you can definitely smell those in there, but it's something about the combination of all of the notes in here and the combination of all of the notes in that one that I feel like make it smell similar. They're similar. They're not exactly the same. They're similar. And again, I feel like if you like one, you like the others. But anyway, I wanted to mention this Byredo because I have one other Byredo. Wow, I can't remember the name. It is the really, really citrusy one. It smells just like an orange cocktail. Why can't I remember the name? Anyway, that's the only other Byredo perfume that I've really enjoyed. I know Mojave Ghost is a really popular one. They have another one that's really popular. I'm at a loss for words today. The other one that's really popular, a Gypsy Water. Those are nice, but they're not very me. So I was really happy to find another Byredo that I really enjoyed. So that's the Tobacco Mandarin. And then I'm just gonna quickly mention the 3 other fragrances that I mentioned in that other video. The first one is the Bond No. 9 Tribeca. This is a sweet kind of gourmand scent. It has like notes of caramel and like burnt sugar, and it really reminds me of the Baccarat 540. And someone mentioned in my comments when I mentioned this in the other video that if you layer the two, which I haven't done yet, but if you layer the two, they're very, very complementary. But I just wanted to mention this one. It's so sweet, but it's not, I don't know, I find like some fragrances that are really just kind of like a candy kind of sweet to be very young smelling, if that makes sense. This is a very elegant, sweet kind of scent. So that's the Bond No. 9 Tribeca. The other one I wanted to mention is the Clive Christian 1872 Feminine perfume. And This one is like a very floral, like light white floral scent with a hint of citrus. It's described as a very citrusy kind of scent. I don't personally smell that much citrus in it. It's there. I definitely get whiffs of it, but I find it to be a little bit more of like a powdery, floral, kind of sweet kind of scent. It's very, very pretty, and it's a very nice, like fresh and light. It smells very clean too. Fresh and light, like summertime, daytime kind of scent. So I've really been enjoying this one as well. And I do want to mention that all of these perfumes that I'm mentioning have a very, very long wear time, very long wear time. They're the kind of fragrances that when you wake up the next morning, you still smell it. The clothes that you're wearing, when you take it off, like the next time you put it on, it'll still smell like it. So I just wanted to mention that. And then the last one I just want to mention is the Kirkjan's Aqua Celestia Cologne Forte. So I love the Aqua line in the Maison Francis Kurkdjian's perfume line. I love the Aqua Universalis. That is one of my absolute favorites. I don't have the Aqua Vitae, which I believe is the other one, and Aqua Celestia. This is the first one that I've gotten. So he has colognes, he has Fortes, and then they've come out with these Cologne Fortes. And this Aqua Celestia it's unisex, it's very, very fresh, and like the name in the bottle would hint at, it really smells very, very aquatic and very wet. That's the stupidest thing I think I've ever said. It just smells very watery. You know, you close your eyes and I picture like the beach or a large lake of some sort, being on a boat. Like it has that feeling to it. So I just wanted to mention those 4 fragrances. Why I've become really high maintenance when it comes to fragrance. I used to only wear the Jo Malone grapefruit. That's it. It was like a no-brainer. Every morning I would spritz them on. Now, oh my goodness. Anyway, I've been loving those 4 fragrances. Next, what I wanted to talk about is actually the dress that I'm wearing. So I've been meaning to do like a fashion haul, you know, where I try them on and I show them to you. And it just takes me a long time to get my act together when it comes to content that I don't normally do. I'm not used to the process or whatever. Anyway, H&M Clothing, and this is where this dress is from. H&M Clothing sells out so fast that by the time I get my act together, like all the pieces have sold out, and I'm like, I'm not gonna talk about stuff that you guys, if you like it, like what's the point? So anyway, I thought, let me just mention this today, because by the time I get around to doing the fashion haul, it may be sold out. And the last time I checked, which was this morning, all of the sizes are still in stock, I believe, but they're like running low on a few sizes. So this dress, I have it in this color and I have it in this cream color. I just love it. It has like a polo placket. So the placket ends right here, the buttons end right here, so you have to pull it over. It has a Mandarin collar. The shoulders are slightly dropped, so it's casual. It's short sleeve, obviously. It is belted here, and it reaches about mid-calf, and then there's 2 slits up the side, and that's it. And if I remember correctly, this is also made out of recycled polyester, so that was very appealing to me. I thought that was a lot of fun. But I love it. I'm just loving all of these dresses that I'm finding on H&M that are really, really comfortable to wear. It's like wearing pajamas, but I look like I have my act together, which is such a facade. So anyway, I just wanted to mention this dress because I've been loving it. This is probably the 4th or 5th time I've worn it, and I only got it maybe a week or so ago. So loving this dress. And then let me mention the one skincare thing I wanted to talk about, and that is this Revive SPF 50 broad spectrum. It has PA 4 pluses. And I know that this is chemical sunscreen, but it's not listed on the bottle. It's probably on the box, which I've thrown away. Anyway, I'll leave a link to everything down below in my description box, but in the link, you'll be able to find what exactly the ingredients are in this sunscreen. But this is from Revive. They're a skincare brand, and I've only tried a few of their things here and there. There are only so many hours in the day. But this SPF, I really, really enjoyed. I mean, it's 50, so it's great here in Vegas where the sun is really strong and I need to put something on my face. But it has such a lovely texture. It really is just like a middle of the road, kind of like face cream face moisturizer. And it is great in terms of under makeup, as the last step to my skincare. You know, it's not too heavy. It really just feels like a moisturizer. It is so lovely. It has a light fragrance, which I've actually come to enjoy. I think the first time I smelled it, I didn't really like it that much, but I've really come to enjoy it. It's like something I've gotten used to on my face. It is very light though. It fades pretty quickly. Anyway, I just think it has the most wonderful texture. It doesn't break me out. I've been wearing it almost every single day. This is the second bottle I finished my first bottle maybe about a month ago. And I've gotten really into wearing SPF. You guys would be proud of me. And I've been putting this on every morning. And I just love the texture and how it doesn't feel like an SPF in any way, shape, or form. And this is, I don't know if it's still available, because I know it sells out very quickly, but this was part of that violet gray, like employees' favorite picks box, which was a value of like over $800. You can get it for 50% off. Anyway, this is part of that box. So anyway, I'll list this down below and I'll list the box down below if you're interested, if it's still available. Let's move on to makeup. So I don't have a lot of base products to talk about. I've really been using some, ones that I've been using for a long time, like the Dior concealer. That's what I have on today. I just have it concealing. I don't have any other foundation on. I've been playing with some newer foundations, but they're still a little bit too new to include in a favorites. So I don't really have that much base product to talk about, but I do have a lot of face products to talk about, like cheek products. So first I wanted to mention the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude Melting Color Bombs for cheeks and eyes. Now, they're really nice on the eyes, but every time I think of them, I just think of them for my cheeks. So I tried this nude color. This is number 20. I tried this on my eyes one day and it was nice. I think I prefer my other cream shadows that I have to these, I should say. But on the cheeks, I really love them. So I have some other blushes to talk about. So I didn't use either of these two shades. So this one is 50, and this is like a very kind of cool mauve color. And then this one is number 30, and this is like a warmer rust color. But I did use number 20 today. This is the nude color, and I used it kind of like a contour. And I've really been enjoying using it as a contour. You can see it right there, I think. I've really been enjoying cream contours lately, and this one has really done the job for me. I've just got in those Glossier Solar Paints, which was in yesterday's video, my trying new makeup. I was gonna talk about them today, but again, a little bit too new to mention. I'm gonna use them a little bit more, and maybe they'll appear in my August favorites. But I have been using this one and it is quite lovely. The texture is great, the pigmentation is great. It's not too overly pigmented where it gets scary quickly. You don't have that with this, and it's just a really nice texture, really nice texture, very smooth, very easy to blend, and yeah, just really been enjoying these. So those are the Armani Neo Nudes, and then the rest are blushes and highlights. This has been a very like bright, highlighty kind of month. I did want to mention this Burberry palette. This is the Essentials Glow palette. Can't remember if I mentioned this in last month's favorites, but I love this palette. I have the lighter shade. This one is the medium to dark. I have I think it's fair to light medium. I have that one, but for some reason I just reach for this one. I like the blushes in this one a little bit more. Those are a little bit more cool toned. So if I had to pick one, this is the one that I would go with. So for today, I mixed these two together. The top one is just a little bit more peach. The bottom one is just a little bit more pink. And so I just mix the two and I focus it on the apples of my cheeks, and I just kind of bring it out a little bit. But I love these like baked gelée products, you guys know. These baked gelée products, they just have a gorgeous sheen. I do have a highlight over it, which I'll talk about in just a second. But these have a beautiful sheen all to themselves, and the shades are just beautiful. They're bright and fun, and again, this baked gelée formula is stupendous. So that is the Essentials Glow Palette from Burberry, just really gorgeous. And then Dior came out with a bunch of luminizers, I think they're called. Dior Forever Couture luminizers. They came out with 6 new shades, and they sent me 5 of them, which I'm so grateful for. But the one that I have been really enjoying, surprisingly, is the one that looks like a creamsicle in the pan. And this one is number 4, Golden Glow. I don't have this on today, but I have used this quite a bit in my videos. And it's just a really beautiful, like warm toned highlight. It doesn't look too orange sherbety on the cheeks. It just has a nice kind of like warm glow to it. And I really, really enjoy it. I love the glow too. It's a very smooth, satiny, I'm gonna be saying that a lot in this video. It's a very smooth, satiny kind of highlight. And when it comes to Dior highlights, I know I haven't always gotten along with them because they come out with a lot of highlights with like micro glitters in there that have a little holographic action going on. And that's just not me. I mean, they're fun on occasion for sure. I will throw those on, but I really prefer like a smoother, more kind of seamless highlight. So I've really been enjoying this shade and this formula. And then the highlight I am wearing today, I had to mention, even though they are new to my collection, but I really love these, and I can see myself using these continuously. So these are the new Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powders Light Catcher. So these are considered setting powders. You can set your makeup with these, but I find them to be maybe just a little bit too glowy for that. I mean, I like a glow, I like a dewy, glowy look, but I don't necessarily want highlighter all over my face, because then I feel like if your whole face is lit up, then it's hard to pull out certain sections of your face with highlight. Do you know what I mean? Like if you look like the Tin Man, you're just shiny all over. So I would rather kind of focus the highlight and the sheen in certain places. So they came out with 3 shades, and I've been using all 3 shades every time I do my makeup since I've gotten these. So the lightest one is Celestial Light. And this one has a very kind of like neutral tone to it, and then it kind of shifts to like a little bit of a silver. I'll have swatches up for you. And then this one is Honeystar. This is like the medium one, which has a little bit more of a golden sheen to it. And then, I almost said Celestial, no, Cosmic Rose is the deepest one, and it has like a rosy, almost like a copper kind of tone to it. It's the garbage truck. Okay, 1 second. Thank you. Okay, so the Cosmic Rose, I was saying, has like a really nice, like rosy, coppery kind of effect to it. So this is great for deeper skin tones, but for my skin tone, it's a great blush topper. So this is what I have dusted over those Burberry blushes. So my cheeks are really glowy. It's really, really glowy today. But there's no like micro glitter or anything like that in any of the products I used. So I just feel like the glow that I have is really, really smooth, and I love it. And I love playing around with these two. I've been mixing the two, and that's what I have on the tops of my cheeks. And then I just use the lighter one for just the bridge of my nose right here. I tapped just like a little bit, basically what was left over on my brush, like right here in the center of my forehead, a little bit on my chin. So I've just really been enjoying these powders. I feel like, I don't know, I find these powders really inspiring. Like I want to play with them. I actually woke up thinking about these powders this morning, which is strange. Anyway, I wanted to mention them. Even though they're new, I'm really, really enjoying them. So that is it for face and cheek products. Let's move over to brows and eyes. So I wanted to mention this Persona Cosmetics Swipe Up Brow Gel. It is what I have been using in my brows pretty much nonstop since I got this. And I have it in the shade Charcoal, which I love. And it's really, really great. Now, does it knock Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel off from its first place position in my life? I don't think so, but this is a wonderful, wonderful option. I just really love the soft hold that it has. It's like a pomade. I really love the shade of it. I love the shape of the brush. It's kind of like the Tom Ford. It just is a really small, basic, spoolie style brush. It's nothing weird or fancy or too small. I don't like the ones that are too small. The shade is great. Yeah, just everything is really great. I don't feel like it flakes at the end of the day. Sometimes other brow gels that I've tried, like I'll feel like it gets a little bit clumpy and I'll see it kind of fall onto my face. It doesn't happen with this. It's really lovely. So I wanted to mention that from Persona. And then in terms of eyes, I did want to mention, of course, the Wang Goss Pearl Palette. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I have been using like these 3 shades just nonstop. I mean, it's so perfect. I used it actually in yesterday's video. I used the satin all over and then this to just sort of add a little dimension. I added it onto my lower lash line and they're just wonderful. I love the quality of these shadows. I love the shades in here. If you want to go more cool toned, you have these options and then you have this beautiful topper there. I mean, just really great kind of everyday palette. And it was so nice to have while the rest of my makeup was packed away. It was like, I just reached for this and it was fine. It didn't feel like I was settling for whatever was unpacked. It was like the one I wanted anyway. So had to mention this, really been enjoying that. And then I've been reaching for some other like basics to do like one and done eyeshadow looks. I have been really enjoying the Dior. This is the Mono Color Couture in Tulle Satin. It's number 530. And it's just great. It has a nice satin sheen. So if you put it all over your eye, obviously this is almost like my skin tone, but it gives my lids like a really nice sheen. It's almost like a highlighter, a subtle highlighter for my lids. So I've been using that. And I have been using this as well. So this is the Sicily Lafito Ombre Glow Pearl number 40. So this is a little bit more golden than the Tulle in Dior. This is a little bit more neutral. This has a little bit more yellow in there. And it is what I have on my lids today. And again, it's a great one and done shade. Like I feel like I've just added like a highlighter to my lids. And the Sicily shadows, if you're unfamiliar, these are baked gelée as well. So you just get this really beautiful, beautiful sheen. So those are the 2 like single shadows that I've been reaching for. And then I wanted to talk about the Chanel, the Stila Ombre et Contour. So this particular shade is new to me. This is the Contour Graphite. And this is what I have lining my upper and lower lash line. I really, really enjoy these. And after my friend at Chanel watched my video talking about these, he actually texted me and said, the way they were trained to use these and that liquid shadow, that did not work for me. I'll link the video down below in my description box if you're interested in the new Chanel eye products. I found those to be really patchy. They just didn't really work for me. The lighter shade worked for me. The shade that looked like this worked for me. And then the other one, the bronze one, just was really, really patchy. So he told me that they were trained to use the pencils, these guys, as sort of an eyeshadow base, to lay this down all over the lid, kind of blend it out, and then to put that liquid eyeshadow on top. I had no idea. There's no mention of that anywhere. They should really say that if they want. I have not personally been able to try that technique. I just haven't had the time. But I really want to, and I will get back to you if I feel like that kind of makes all the difference. I would imagine it probably does because, again, those eyeshadows, the liquid eyeshadows, are really beautiful. The colors are beautiful. I love like the sheen that they have. They're just a little bit patchy. And once they set down, they don't budge. So it would really be great if there was a very simple way to get rid of that patchiness. But anyway, like I said, I will try it out. I will let you know if it does work for me. But I did want to mention this particular shade, Contour Graphite, because it's just really pretty. It's like a metallic, kind of like a light gunmetal kind of shade. And it's really great if you want to smoke it out a little bit. So it's a very, very soft pencil. And so I line one eye at a time. And then I just blend it out with a brush. And I feel like I get like a soft eyeliner look, nothing too harsh. And then if I go over it with like one of these one and done shadows that I love, it just kind of softens it up even more. So been really enjoying this. And then the last eye product I want to mention is a mascara that I have been so impressed with. This is the Wang Goss, the Waterproof Mascara. There's only one shade, black. So I feel like this mascara was developed for me, for all the needs that I have in a mascara. My eyelashes are incredibly straight, incredibly coarse. They're just typical Asian eyelashes. And so once I curl them and I put this mascara on, they stay curled, like really stayed curled, like no movement to them whatsoever. I'm usually pretty satisfied if they flatten out just a little, you know, if they flatten out just a little, I'm like, oh, great. Like they didn't completely flop. But this, my eyelashes are still completely curled. Like they look after I use the eyelash curler. So I've just been really impressed with this. And I love how it defines my lashes. It's not too clumpy. It's not too spindly or spidery. It's just right in the middle. They just accentuate your lashes. Wonderful, wonderful. So huge. Like if I had to pick a favorite out of my favorites, that's, you know what I mean? It would be this mascara because I feel like it's revolutionary. This mascara is incredible. And then for lips, I have to admit, I have not been doing much. I have really been enjoying the nude lip. I was going really hard with the bright oranges, which I still love, but the bright oranges, the really bright kind of orangey red shades, which I love. But I guess this past month, again, with my move and everything, I've just sort of toned down my makeup look. And so the one lip color that I've been reaching for constantly, sorry, where did it go? I know I took it out, is the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash in Boy. This is just a great like neutral shade. And I love the Rouge Coco Flash formula. It's very moisturizing. It gives your lips this beautiful, kind of that soft satin sheen. It's just so nice. And then when I'm feeling a little friskier, I'll just add like a lip liner. And today I grabbed the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude lip crayon. And I'm reminded how much I love these and how I had to mention it to you guys again. So this one is in the shade Dana. It's NB3 Dana, and that's what I have around my lips. So those are all of the makeup favorites I wanted to mention, but I did want to talk about some brushes because we've got some deals going on. BK Beauty is celebrating their second year birthday. Huge congratulations to Lisa J. You have created an amazing makeup brand, makeup brushes, your eyeshadow palette is gorgeous. So just a huge congratulations to her. But I wanted to mention like one of my favorite foundation brushes, despite it being BK Beauty. It's the 101 Contour Foundation Brush. And, you know, moving and packing all of your stuff away, you really learn a lot about what your absolute favorites are. It's like those things that you dig through every box. Like, where is that one thing? I did that with this brush. I was like, where is that foundation brush? I need that BK Beauty 101 brush. So I unearthed this and I was like, God, I love this brush. So I wanted to mention that. And, oh, did I even mention, so for their second birthday, they're having a sale. So I wanted to mention this. These are on sale. Well, the whole site is on sale, I think like 20 to 30%. Something like that. Anyway, I'll leave a link down below in my description box. And then I also wanted to mention the 22 brush from Rephr. This brush is one of my favorite bronzer brushes. This one and the big fan brush from Sonia G, those are my two favorite bronzer brushes. This obviously is gonna give you less of a precise application, but I wanted to mention this brush because it is back in the concept store at Rephr. So this is regularly, I think, $110. But in the concept store, I believe it's 40% off at like $65, which is such an amazing deal for such a gigantic, natural haired brush. This is undyed goat hair, and it's just wonderful. Picks up product beautifully. If you have any of those baked gelée bronzers, like the Chantecaille Real Bronze bronzers, if you have that Sicily, that gel powder bronzer, and you find it hard to like pick up product, this brush. This is the answer to all of your problems. So I wanted to mention this brush. And then lastly, I just wanted to mention the Sonia G Lotus Set. Hold on, I'm missing one. This set is a limited edition called the Lotus Set. And it just has this beautiful ombre handle with this purple ferrule. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful to look at. But the brushes are Sonia G quality brushes. I know a lot of companies, when they come out with brush sets, sometimes the quality suffers a little bit. It's almost like the same, I feel like, with Christmas sets. When companies come out with makeup and Christmas sets, like the makeup is, it's not like their usual quality. This is usual Sonia G quality. There's absolutely no compromise with these brushes. And many of these are like favorites, like the worker brush, this soft definer brush. Some of these are new brushes, like this base brush, which is a really dense fan brush. It's so interesting, it's so soft, but it's such an interesting shape and it's so dense. And then two cheek brushes. This detail brush is great for highlight. And then this cheek brush is such a great shape as well. It's like, looks like a little, like a teeny tiny like cat paw. So you can just like pat product in really softly but effectively. So I just wanted to mention this Lotus set because I was surprised to see it still available on Beautylish. It is limited edition. So if you're interested in trying Sonia G brushes, if you're interested, you know, maybe you're a brush collector, I think you'll want to pick these up. I'm just saying. All right, so that is it for my July favorites. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what some of the things that you've really been enjoying this past month or, you know, recently. I would love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.